You all right, Junior? You look sick or something. Can't get you nervous with all that Chinatown talk?
Huh? No, man, it's just, Look, I just need to get to the train.
Cool. I want to talk to you first, though.
About what?
Two things, actually. First, pay no attention to King, all right? When he gets into one of them Chinatown moods, you just walk the other way.
Look, what kind of stuff is King doing? I mean, if you can get reefer at the club, and I thought he liked bourbon.
All true. See, Chinatown's got something King most particularly likes.
What?
Lounge, man, he's not skin popping or anything like that.
So, well, what the hell's in Chinatown that King most particularly likes?
Huh? Oh, he goes to the opium dens down there. That's one of his highs, you know. Opium.
Opium? Okay, I know you're gonna laugh at me, but, well, what's opium?
Well, there ain't no reason you should know about no opium. It's one of those narcotics King was talking about. You smoke it, Junior, in a pipe. It's like a gong, but they call it a pipe. Kick the gong, pass the pipe, you dig? Mm-hmm. Anyway, he rarely goes to the opium dens anymore.
Oh. Okay, and I guess you're right. Chinatown ain't really my kind of place. So, well, what about you? You ever been to those dens with him?
What you getting at, Junior? I say, what you driving at, man? You a goddamn G-man or something?
Never mind. Just forget it.
I seen the way you've been looking at my wife.
What?
Look, I'm only gonna tell you this one time, boy. Don't get any ideas.
Now, wait a minute, Doc. You got me all wrong. I was just,
Look, I know she's still a beautiful woman.
What do you mean she's still a beautiful woman?
What I mean, she's still beautiful. I meant what I said.
But, well, why still? She's not old or anything. And why did she quit singing?
Man, who the hell are you all of a sudden, huh? One of Joe McCarthy's goons? Look, Junior, my wife is none of your business. I don't hang out in Chinatown, and no, I'm not, nor have I ever been a member of the goddamn Communist Party. Is that about covered for you?
Come on, Doc. I would never make a pass at your wife. I was just watching both of y'all. And being kind of jealous of, you know, the way you are together.
Goddamn, Junior. I forgot how naive you are. Everything's a Frank Sinatra musical and glorious technicolor.
Man, stop talking to me like I'm some dumb kid.
All right. Well, then answer my original question. What are you driving at, man?
All right, well, I wasn't gonna say anything, but, okay. Elsie told me. She said she saw marks on Pearl's arms, you know, like needle marks.
Look, Pearl's a real good woman. All right, what I'm about to tell you is strictly between us, and goddammit, I mean strictly. See, Pearl was married to another cat before me. You know, a musician I knew named Melvin Folsom. Now, her and Melvin belonged to this band together, and they hired me for the gig when their original horn man quit. Damn. I ain't thought about Melvin in a long time. Oh, that cat could blow a hot sax, man. But he was a mainline and dope fiend. And he's the reason why Pearl got hooked. She was a real classy blues singer. She couldn't play any kind of instruments or read music, but man, she had instinct, man. You know, her phrasing reminded me of a horn. And the best part of it was how all that feeling just came rising up out of her. You know? I didn't even know her for that long, and I knew she had been through some shit just by the way she sang. That's what I was trying to tell you earlier, Junior. That right there is the difference between technique and feeling. But anyway, she already had my attention with her singing. And she was pretty easy on the eyes too, man. You should have saw her up there on that stage. She looked like one of those magazine cover models or something, you know? Like, I mean, she didn't have no money or anything, but shit, none of us did. She had this, just one little black dress and a pair of long silk stockings. They made her legs look so good. She had a pair of these black high heels. You know, she took real good care of them. She used to have to wash the dress and the stockings just so she'd have something to wear on stage the next day. You know, it's funny how you can be attracted to somebody for a pretty face or long legs or something like that. That might even be what pulls you two together in the beginning. But there's something completely different that makes you want to spend the rest of your life with her. But anyway, it didn't take long for me to start noticing how bad Melvin was treating her. You know, he was a real jealous hothead. And that was usually the problem, but I used to wonder sometimes if it was more than just cats making passes at her. I think he was jealous of how good she was coming along as a singer. She was so young too, man, so damn young. She only 18 and already using.
But, well, how'd you end up? I mean, how'd they split up?
Well, Pearl had missed a couple of gigs. You know, I got worried. Hell, I was probably already in love with her by that point. I just didn't want to admit it. You know, so I went over to her apartment to, you know, drop off some charts, but really, I just wanted to check in on her. You know, she opens the door and she got a shiner about the size of Melvin's fist. I had a real hard time keeping my cool, but I did. I pretended like I didn't even notice the eye. I just asked where Melvin was. She told me. I said goodnight. Then I went to go kill him.
So, wait. That's what you meant by a real bad scene? You killed him?
No, man. I fucked him up pretty bad, though. And of course, you know, he had to retaliate, so there were a few main events behind the alley. And even a little blade play one time. Now, this shit went on for weeks, like in between sets, after the shows, you know, that kind of thing.
You mean you still played in a band with him?
Well, you know, business is business, Junior. We couldn't let the music suffer. I mean, clearly we weren't swinging any kind of groove while all this was going on.
So, well, what happened? They get divorced or what?
Well, Melvin didn't show up to the club one night. So we ain't got no singer, we ain't got no sax. After the set, we found out that Melvin OD'd, overdosed and deceased.
Wow. So, how'd Pearl take that?
Well, at this time, Pearl was tired of being Melvin's punching bag. You know, so she mustered up the courage to leave him. She went and stayed with her mama. For some reason, she went back. Now, I don't know, to this day, I don't know if she was missing his sorry ass or if she needed to fix up. But she went back. And there he was on the floor, needle in his arm, rigor mortis. The typical ugly sort of scene, man. One thing, though, scared it off the needle and straight to me.
Just like that?
No, not just like that. Getting off junk ain't never just like that.
Listen, can I ask you something?
Shit. Can I stop you?
Well, did you ever try it? The needle?
Rude question. But I'll answer it. Yeah, I tried it. Long before I met Pearl.
What was it like?
Another rude question. It's the same question I wanted to know when I was younger. So I'll tell you what was told to me. And no, I'm not telling you the guy's name in case that was your next rude question. All he told me was how it liberated my plan and how heavenly it felt. Then he flat out told me he'd beat my ass if he ever caught me using it. So of course this only made me want to try it more. So I did, but not for long.
Well, was it heavenly like he said?
Let's see. Imagine a woman walks into a bar one night and she is drop dead gorgeous and stacked in that illicit kind of way. You know, for some misguided reason, she sizes up the whole band and decides you're her dream man. So she takes you out to the moonlight beach, strips off all her clothes, drops to her knees and goes to work on you, just begging you for all the sex you can give her. Next thing you know, the waves start crashing over your head. She's screaming your name.
Yeah.
And just before you hit that explosive climax, pow! She pulls your silly ass into the water and drowns you.
Come on, man. That's not heavenly. And that sure the hell ain't funny.
Oh, it's heavenly, all right. But the drowning part doesn't start until you try to quit. So now you see why all those folks ride that needle to the graveyard.
Okay. Well, then how did you quit, wise guy?
Shit, I had to, man. You know, all I ever heard was how junk just took your plan to higher levels. So I had hit that needle right before I go on stage and go on to revolutionizing the whole art form. Shit, at least I thought I was. You know, and then one night, I was in the middle of Body and Soul, you know, and I get to my solo and I never forget it. It's like I'd fallen off of a cliff. It's like I had played everything in the world there was to play and there was nothing else to reach for. Shit, for all I know, I could have been playing some brilliant shit, but I couldn't feel it. So I stopped, cold kicked. And let me tell you something, Junior, that's the worst kind of sick you ever want to be.
So,
Never touch drugs again.
okay, well, what about Pearl?
Well, after Melvin died, I asked her to come stay with me so I can take care of her.
And she quit.
It was hell for a long time, man. But yeah, she kicked him for 9 whole years.
Well, shit. Why in the world should she start up again?
My fault. Yeah, that was my fault.
You?
Yeah, me. You know, we were real cool after we got married. We hooked up with this local band, nothing big, but it was a couple of one-nighters. We had each other, though. You know, we were bouncing around on that bus, too hot in the summer, too cold in the winter. She never complained. You know, she would fall asleep with her shoulder up against mine and a smile on her face every single night. You know, she sang all the way up until she got pregnant with Edward. You know, and man, Junior, that made her so happy. And she told me she wanted to quit singing and just start having babies. Yeah, so after we had Shay, I hooked up with this local band. And I mean, they were a real swinging band, man. You know, bebop was fixing to take off and the demand was skyrocketing, so we went on tour, hit the road. We were coming back to New York and we stopped outside of Hartford, Connecticut. It happened to be my birthday, so I took home this nice hot tail. It's not something I normally did, but you know, I was drunk enough to think it was a good idea. So just as things start to get hot, there's a knock at the door. I think it's one of the fellas, so I go to try to run him off, and I open the door, and there's Pearl, standing there with a goddamn birthday cake wrapped up all in wax paper. She had taken the kids to her mama's, and she wanted to surprise me for my birthday. She wanted to ride back on the bus like the good old days.
Shit, man. What did you do?
Shit, what could I do? I'm standing there guilty as shit in my drawers. Before I can put two thoughts together, Pearl is in the room standing there staring at the girl, stretched out, just waiting for the birthday boy. Next thing I know, she pitches this cake across the room like goddamn Satchel Paige. 3 guesses as to who she was aiming at. Like, I tell you, Junior, I never seen a woman get dressed so fast in my natural life.
So, how was Pearl's aim?
Bullseye, right smack upside the head. Now, get this, I'm playing referee as I'm trying to keep Pearl from committing outright murder. And this girl is in the corner cursing up a storm, trying to put her clothes on with frosting hanging down her face. All right, now that part was funny, but believe you me, when Pearl closed that door and it was just me and her, there's nothing funny about that. I never sobered up so fast. And Pearl, poor Pearl, she just crumbled on that goddamn floor, like if somebody just cut her heart out.
Damn. So that's what made her go back to the needle.
Yeah, part of it. Look, we went back home, and I was trying to make it right, begging and shit. Her mama died. Suddenly just dropped dead while hanging up a line of laundry.
Man, poor Pearl.
Yeah, that was only the half of it, Junior. See, Pearl had this brother, Ronnie. He was a nice cat, but he was a homosexual. I see you're uncomfortable there, Junior. You're uncomfortable with homosexuals.
Hell yeah. I got no use for him, if you know what I mean.
Junior, you have no idea how many homosexuals you get along with just fine. Cats in the band, people you've known, even some of those records you love were cut by some of these people you have no use for.
Come on, man. That's a lie. You make it sound like there's millions of them.
Never mind. I guess Ronnie was the only one. Anyway, Junior, unlike you, I wasn't scared shitless of my wife's baby brother. We actually got along pretty good. He was a real quiet cat until you got him talking. It turned out to be pretty cool in that philosophical sort of way. He just fell apart when his mama died. And he would call the house all hours of the night. Pretty hysterical, and Pearl was barely holding on herself. I mean, shit, I guess he was too, but I was just worried about Pearl, I was pretty hard on him about that. I told him, don't call here no more. We'll see you at the funeral. Then, of course, that was the night.
That was the night that what? What happened?
He checked out, man. Razor blades and a whiskey chaser.
What?
He hit his limit. If only I let him talk to Pearl that night. It's obvious you don't know much about that kind of life. Ronnie's, he was a Negro and a homosexual. Shit, that meant he had 2 strikes against him already. He was the loneliest person I had ever met. And I didn't even really know him that long, but I have some vivid memories of him, real clear memories. And there was this one night after my son had been born. He and his mama came by to see the baby, so I whipped up some supper for everybody. After they all went to sleep, me and Ronnie wanted to celebrate some more. And Ronnie loved wine, boy. But we were broke as the 10 Commandments. But that wasn't unusual. So we mustered up some money and bought 3 cheap-ass bottles of Thunderbird. Well, we stayed up all night, just talking, getting blasted. I guess that night kind of stands out because of something he said. It really stuck out with me. I'll never forget it. He asked me, do I ever feel like a shadow?
A shadow? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
He said that his whole life, he had never felt nothing but a shadow. He felt like he was nothing but a shadow. I guess that's why it stuck out. I guess that's why I never forgot it. It's the kind of thing that'll keep you up at night, Junior. thinking about folks you ain't gave much thought about. And how all of them live like shadows. You ever been to a double funeral?
No.
Lucky you. Anyway, Pearl got through it somehow. But the next night I can see she needed rest. So I took the kids to our neighbor Rose's, and I had a gig I had to get through, When I got back, she was gone.
Shit. So that's when.
3 days. She was gone 3 days, and the minute she came back, I knew it. I could see it all over her face. I just broken her heart laying up with that tramp. She loses her mama, and her brother eats up a pack of goddamn razor blades. Shit, man, that's too many nails in the cross.
Well, why can't she quit again like the first time?
Goddamn, Junior. Hit the pedal, man. It damn near killed her that time.
But there must be some kind of way. I mean, you quit. Can't you try that,
No.
that cold kick thing?
No. It's a different grade, Junior. It's just too powerful, man. Whenever you try to quit, you just get so sick. Then she's off. She's off a few weeks and then right back on. Look, she takes real good care of the kids. And when she can't, she makes damn sure I'm there with Rose. I know what you're thinking, Junior. But we're all living on borrowed time, not just her. Ask not from whom the bell tolls, man, because it tolls for all of us. Even you.
Okay. Sorry I asked about Pro.
It's all right. It made me think. Think about what could have possessed me to risk losing everything, Over some B-girl whose name I can't even remember. Thank God I didn't lose Pearl. Now, I don't have to tell you, Junior, that I don't like my business in Winchell's column, right?
Winchell? Wait. You mean you've been in Walter Winchell's column?
Come on now, Junior. Winchell wouldn't know my ass from a pothole. I'm just saying don't be broadcasting my business, man.
Right. Yeah, I won't say anything.
So I guess you're wondering why I asked you all of this. Which brings me back to my original subject. You, Junior. There it is again. You can't look me in the eye whenever we start talking about you. I knew what it was till you got me all off track eyeballing my wife. You ain't white, are you?
You sucked me in with that story and then you asked me something like that?
Lounge, man. That story was true. I just wanted to point out that confession is good for the soul.
I got nothing to confess. And that was a real shitty thing to say.
Look, calm down, boy. Right? I'm not the kind of cat that'll blow the whistle on anybody's groove. We all do what we got to do to survive.
Survive what?
Look, I'm not a threat to you, Junior, okay? So lounge, man. No white cat in the world's gonna spot you. You look Caucasian, except for the shading in the facial features, eyes, nose.
What the hell are you talking about? What's wrong with my eyes and nose?
Wrong? I didn't say anything was wrong. But see, that's exactly the kind of remark that colored folks pick up on and white folks don't. Of course, there couldn't be the possibility that I am wrong.
You are wrong.
Come on, man, just stop it. Stop it, Junior. I saw the look on your face when you got off that train in Harlem. Like a part of you was just coming home. And the Robert Johnson slip was a dead giveaway.
What the hell are you talking about now?
Crossroads. You said that was your daddy's favorite song that night we went up to King's.
You don't know what I said. You and King were high as two kites on all that reefer.
I wasn't as high as you thought I was. I remember what you said.
So what if my daddy liked that song? He used to go to this place.
What place? A Jew joint?
If you let me finish, I'm trying to tell you.
You're trying to tell me that your white daddy dug some gut bucket nigga blues and hung out in juke joints. And I'm trying to tell you there's something real crooked about that line.
Oh no, there's something real crooked about this. You got a lot of goddamn nerve.
You got me all wrong, Junior. I'm just an observer. You got the talk right. You got the walk down, and you croon just like Crosby. Oops, I meant Sinatra.
Why are you telling me all of this? Are you planning on telling everybody this shit?
Of course, Junior, you're missing the point. As usual. Look, I've lived a lot longer than you. In that time, I've known 3, 4 cats, different names, different faces. Sometimes they're black, sometimes they're white, but they're all the same cats. I've seen piolas like you with pretty boy hair and bright faces just waiting to jump that color line. Don't act like you don't know what a piola is, man. Don't insult me like that.
I don't know. I don't know about any of the shit that you're talking about.
I'm talking about passing, Junior. I'm talking about you passing. Look, sit down, man. All right? Nobody's gonna blow your coat to this but me. You playing the oldest goddamn trick in the book and you ain't even that good at it. I bet you don't even know why they call it passing.
Passing under the radar.
Wrong.
Passing for white.
Wrong.
Which I'm not doing.
Come on, boy. You can't be that simple. It's passing in the sense of dying, man. You're dying, Junior. It's passing away. Sit your ass down. Let me finish schooling you. Now, this radar shit, yeah, that's true for people who don't look deep. But I've seen it, Junior, and I look real deep. I've seen a mother who is just sick because a child had left her and she ended up dying in the grave from grief. That's why it's called passing in the sense of dying. The families then left them for dead. Some of them even had funerals. They had to die just so they could be white. To their families, they were already dead.
Doc, man, you got this all wrong.
No, Junior, I got this all right. Because I know a shadow when I see one.
Sermon over?
Yeah, sermon's over.
You're wrong about me, Doc. I just don't know how to convince you.
Lounge, man. It's not my story to tell. Just like my story is not yours to tell. Your life is your life. Your choice is your choice. But it is a choice. Name's Doc Calhoun, not God. I'm not judging you. Because everybody know God's some white folk. Now, ain't that right?